Hi everyone, this is Carolyn Speaks, the State of Our World on Wednesday, March 2nd, 2022. So what is it? Good, bad, or indifferent? All three. What are some of the major headlines? Okay. Nonviolence International in Kiev. Resistance mounts to Russian invasion as 2,000 civilian fatalities reported. Those poor people. Of course, the world doesn't do anything to help the Ukrainians. Ukrainians only. Okay, Nigerian student fleeing war describes rampant racism against Africans at the border. That's nice. It's a racist world. As Biden touts anti-Russia response and say the U.S. remains addicted to fossil fuels that drive the war. So we have to get off of fossil fuels. And Filipino scholar Walden Bello on why the Global South is suspicious of U.S. motives in Ukraine war. I don't blame him because the Global South has been victimized by the West, by the United States, many times. Also, Russian assault on Ukrainian cities intensifies airstrike, hits Kyiv Holocaust Memorial. Ukrainian refugees Ukrainian refugee crisis amounts as over 800,000 people flee in 1 week. UN launches humanitarian appeal for Ukraine. More companies impose penalties on Russia. That's good. Biden closes off U.S. airspace to Russia over invasion of Ukraine. That's good. Greg Cesar wins Texas congressional primary. Jessica Cisneros heads to runoff against Henry Cuellar. Okay, I guess that's good. The Democratic primaries. Legal groups sue Texas for targeting parents who seek life-saving health care for trans kids. I agree with the parents. I don't know what Texas is doing. Texas is crazy. U.S. to shift COVID strategy as more states ease or end restrictions. Okay. Another 169 suspected indigenous graves found at a residential school in Canada run by the Roman Catholic Church. That's nice. Israeli forces killed 3 Palestinians in the West Bank, and Israel's top court suspends Sheikh Jarrah expulsions. That's good. Now, what are the people? They killed 3 people. In the occupied West Bank, 3 Palestinians were killed by Israeli forces in 2 separate attacks on Tuesday, which was yesterday. The youngest reported death was 18-year-old Shadi Khaled Najim. Also, Israel's Supreme Court has suspended for now the expulsion of 4 Palestinian families from their homes in the occupied East Jerusalem neighborhood of Sheikh Jarrah. Israeli settlers are attempting to seize their land, but the dispute will now have to undergo a legal process that could take years or not be completed at all. Palestinian families have been resisting the dispossession of their homes in Sheikh Jarrah for generations. Why should they lose their homes? I don't get it. And of course, we support Israel. Israel can do no wrong. Now, Panama is the latest country to recognize legal rights of nature. Thank you. Thank you, Panama. And a 61-year-old Asian woman dies 3 months after violent attack in New York City. Violent attack against Asians, promoted by Donald Trump, who called the coronavirus the Kung Fu virus, the Chinese virus. I hope Donald Trump's family gets assaulted the way his followers are assaulting Asian people. Okay, now, he works to protect them. Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez rejects Kevin McCarthy criticism of GOP reps tied to the far right. Okay, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Paul Gosar spoke at white nationalist event over the weekend. And the New York Democrat Cortez says McCarthy has been protecting his little KKK caucus for years with these toothless statements. It's how he covers for them. And McCarthy passionately defended Gosar last year when he reposted a violent animated video showing himself killing her and attacking President Biden. He works to protect them, AOC says. So we have to send these right-wing people to jail to be rehabilitated if possible. Now, Ukraine accuses Russia of war crimes as bombs and shells kill civilians. I agree with Ukraine. Human rights groups say Russia used cluster bombs and thermobaric weapons in Ukraine. And the U.S. has not rejected them, and the U.S. supplies them to Israel, which uses them against Palestinians and other people in the Middle East. UN General Assembly holds emergency session on Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Russian economy reels as countries impose sanctions. Good. UN warns 4 million refugees could flee Ukraine in coming weeks. That's nice. Okay. So why did Russia attack Ukraine? I don't know. And because they could, and no one stopped it. And if we all switch to renewable energy, get off of fossil fuels, that would ruin the economy of Russia and others like them. Okay, now that's a lot of news. How about a little music to change the mood here? Okay, how about we sing? That's a good question. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. Okay, that was Amazing Grace. Hope you liked it. Thank you for tuning in this evening of Wednesday, March 2nd, 2022 for another meeting of Caroline Speaks State of the World. Hope we return tomorrow. In any case, take care of yourself and others. Wear a mask, practice social distancing. When the vaccine available for you, it's safe for you to take it. I would take it. I had mine on May 27th, so I'm 9 months out now. So I'm looking around for a booster. Okay, take care of yourself and others. Remember, kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. Thank you. Good night. Stay safe.